Hello again, welcome to our second Flipcast. This one is called What is Life? The first Flipcast was rather static, and this time I'm going to use the technology in a more sophisticated way. So let's start off with a live screenshot of the class website, tokresource.org. I'll navigate down to the Environmental Systems and Societies page. Click on. And you can see that the site is password protected. That's because we're using quite a bit of copyrighted material, especially images. So I'll type in the password MAJA, which is M-A-J-A. Do that. And there's the familiar image of the rainforest tree frog. We'll enter. This is the home page. Let's go to Systems Thinking and navigate down the page to What is Life. I'm going to start off this unit by referring to rather a nice quote from Margulis and Sagan, who wrote a book called What is Life in 1995. And they note that life resists a simple one-sentence definition. They say, "The question what is life is thus a linguistic trap. To answer according to the rules of grammar, we must supply a noun, a thing. But life is more like a verb." So here's our California crested gecko, a living, breathing, adorable creature. But let's try and think of him in terms of an entire biological system. What goes in and what goes out? And what's happening inside the box? Well, put simply, we know that food is going in, and some oxygen, and certainly carbon dioxide leaving him, and some excretory products. We also know that he's cold-blooded and needs to bathe in the sun. So talking about chemicals and energy that's being exchanged between the organism and its environment. So, what is life? Well, we've already seen that a definition of life is more like a verb than a noun. So here on the smartboard are 11 active verbs that characterize life. And let's look at them with reference to our crested gecko. First of all, the crested gecko feeds. The gecko eats about 5 crickets a day. He really loves mangoes and he drinks water. Our gecko respires. Now you may think that respiration is all about breathing and gaseous exchange, and it is in a way, but the biological definition of respiration is energy release from cells. Every single cell in the crested gecko's body is metabolizing. Metabolism refers to the turnover of materials in a cell. The gecko recreates itself. It's a sexually reproducing organism. And internal fertilization, which involves sexual intercourse, is an adaptation to life on land, having an aquatic internal environment for the development of the eggs, and even laying eggs is obviously an adaptation to life on land and not losing water. The gecko excretes. Metabolism involves the generation of waste products. In this case, respiratory water and carbon dioxide are removed. Let's not forget that the gecko is pooping and peeing. In fact, his main excretory product is uric acid, crystals of uric acid, which are another adaptation to life on land. Waste food in the form of feces. The gecko maintains itself, constant internal environment. This is sometimes called homeostasis. He's a cold-blooded creature, and he spends lots of his day moving in and out of the sun, either in shade or sunbathing to get a constant body temperature. He repairs himself. We all know that reptiles shed their skins. When he's young, he can even replace his tail if he loses it. Probably gets a new liver every 2 weeks, just like a human being. He obviously grows. He started off as a single cell, as a fertilized zygote that grew by cell division. Probably consists by now of about 10 billion cells. He responds to his environment. He's got a definite head end with sense organs, a good set of eyes. He's nocturnal, and a good sense of smell. He moves. We've seen his jumping behaviour and noted that he's got extra flaps of skin on his hind legs, so he can even glide. And lastly, the Caledonian crested gecko is an evolving species. So that's it for our second Flipcast. I very much look forward to seeing you next time. We will continue to explore the question, what is life? But looking at some more nuanced and counterintuitive aspects. And one emergent and very beautiful aspect is the notion of autopoiesis, changing to stay the same. This applies to the humble bacteria, the simplest unit of life, all the way to the living planet, a concept known as Gaia. Look out for it. Finally, be careful out there and never, ever stop thinking.